Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you how do we find the intercepts of a graph of a function. Okay, so first of all, what do you mean by intercepts? So intercepts are the points where the graph of a function meets x-axis and y-axis. The points where it meets x-axis are called x-intercepts, and the point where the graph of a function or equation meets y-axis is called the y-intercept. Okay, so let's take some examples. So basically, let me note that down. So x-intercept are the points where the graph or the equation, the graph of the equation crosses or touches x-axis. Okay, x-intercept is touches x-axis. The points where it touches, the points where the graph of an equation touches or crosses x-axis. Okay, and the y-intercept is the points where the graph touches or crosses x-axis. Y-axis. So this is how we define x-intercept and y-intercept. As you can see here in this example, the x-intercepts are -2, 0, 1, 0, and 3, 0. See, all of the x-intercept has y component 0. So to find out the x-intercept, we plug in y equals to 0. Okay, for x-intercept, plug in y equals to 0. Also for y-intercept, you can see the x component is 0, the x part is 0. That's why to find out the y-intercept, we plug in x equals to 0. Okay, all right. So the question is, let's see first example. In this example, you are asked to find out what are the x-intercept and y-intercept of this equation. Okay, let's find out the x-intercept first. Okay, for x-intercept, you set y equals to 0, because see, all the x-intercept has y equals to 0. So that's the rule. To find out x-intercept, you set y equals to 0. Let's plug in y equals to 0. What do you get? In this equation, you get x equals to 1, right? You got x equals to 1, but y is already 0. So the x-intercept is 1 and then 0. So to find out the y-intercept though, for y-intercept, you plug in x equals to 0 in the equation. Let's do that. So plug in x equals to 0, you get 0 plus y equals to 1, so y is 1. So what is the point there? So it is 0, 1. X is 0, y is 1. So the x-intercept is 1, 0, and the y-intercept is 0, 1 in this equation. Okay, let's take the second example. What are the x and y-intercepts for this equation? Then let's find out the x-intercept first. For x-intercept, you set y equals to 0. What do you get? If you set y equals to 0, you will get x squared minus 5x plus 6 equals to 0. Okay, this is what you get. Now you want to solve for x. So what are the two factors? So you can use quadratic formula to find out the values of x from here, or you can get the two factors. So if you solve, you will get x minus 2 and then x minus 3 equals to 0. Did you see that? So it means when you solve this, you will get x equals to 2. This implies x equals to 2, and then from here you will get x equals to 3 if you solve this. If you set x minus 2 equals to 0 and then x minus 3 equals to 0 and solve for x, you will get x equals to 2 and 3. So what are those points though? So x is 2, y is 0, and then x is 3, y is 0. So these are the x-intercepts. Okay, next we find out the y-intercepts. So for the y-intercept though, for y-intercept, what we do, you set x equals to 0. So on this, if you set x equals to 0, so this will be 0, this will be 0. So there are two terms 0. So that will be y squared plus 7y. You'll get y squared plus 7y plus 6 equals to 0. Now you get the two factors, or you use the quadratic formula. The two factors will be y plus 6, y plus 1 equals to 0, because you need two numbers whose sum is 7 product is 6. See, the sum is 7 and product is 6. That is 6 and 1. Now if you set each of them equals to 0, y plus 6 equals to 0 implies y equals to negative 6. This implies that. And then y plus 1 equals to 0 implies y equals to negative 1. So what are the points though? So the point is x 0, y is negative 6, and then x 0, y is negative 1. It should be negative 1 there. So these are the y-intercept. Okay, this is how we find x and y-intercept if the equation is given in quadratic form. Let's do the third example. In this case, you want to find the x and y-intercept of this equation, y equals to twice x minus 1 over 3x plus 2. So let's find out x-intercept first. For the x-intercept, you set y equals to 0, right? So if you set y equals to 0, you'll get 0 equals to 2x minus 1 over 3x plus 2. Now you want to solve this for x, right? So how do I solve this for x? You multiply both sides by the bottom part, right? Because you want to solve for x, so you want to get rid of x from the denominator. You multiply both sides by 3x plus 2. So what do you get if you do that? You multiply by 3x plus 2. You multiply the left side by 3x plus 2. Make sense? Now on the left side, 3x plus 2 times 0 is just 0 equals to, on the right hand side, you cancel this and then that because you got exactly the same thing in the factor form there, right? You cancel those. So what is left? 2x minus 1. Now you want to solve this for x. So add 1 on both sides. You get 1 equals to 2x, correct? And divide by 2. You'll get x equals to 1/2. So what is the point? The point is 1/2 for x and y is already assumed to be 0. So this is the x-intercept. Now let's find out the y-intercept. So for y-intercept, you said x equals to 0, right? So when you said x equals to 0, what do you get? You get y equals to 0 minus 1 is negative 1 divided by 0. 3 times 0 is 0 plus 2 is 2. So y is negative 1/2. So what is the point? X is 0 and y is negative 1/2. So this is the y-intercept. Okay, so this is how we find x and y-intercept of an equation. Thank you.